Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today my husband gave me a suggestion because he wanted me to make this. So we're really into bread, as you guys know right now. We're making it, learning about it, trying different things. And he really wanted me to make focaccia bread, but he wants cheddar jalapeno. And he didn't give me any special instructions. He just said, can you make some cheddar jalapeno focaccia? So that's what I'm going to make today. And it is a very simple recipe, like very simple, but it does take some time with, the rising and, the stretch and fold and stuff. It's going to take a little bit of time to make it till we get to the finished product, finished end. So let's get going because it's going to be, like 5 or 10 minutes to make it, and then at least 2 hours of rising. All right, let's get to it. Let's start baking. All right, so to get started, in a large bowl, I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups of warm water, approximately 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil, a teaspoon of honey, mix that together a little bit, and then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of quick rise instant yeast. I know you don't have to let this sit and bloom, but I have learned that it's better to actually let this start to bloom. So then you're going to just leave it in the bowl for about 10 minutes or so until it all looks puffy. So this is what it looks like when the yeast has bloomed. It's all puffy on top. So now I'm going to add 4 cups of flour, and I'm also adding 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to mix that together until it forms like a shaggy dough. Then I'm just going to do a couple little stretch and folds, just a few of them, like 3, maybe 4 of them. And the dough is not going to look smooth. It's still going to look shaggy. I'm just going to cover it with a towel, and I'm going to put it someplace warm, and I'm going to let it rise for 15 minutes. Okay, so the first 15 minutes are up. I'm going to uncover my dough. I'm going to wet my fingers a little bit so it doesn't stick. And as you can see, it's already starting to rise. And I'm going to very gently stretch it up and fold it over. I'm going to do this 4 times. So just rotate the bowl a quarter each time you stretch and fold the dough. Once you do that 4th one, just tuck it in a little bit to keep it kind of like in a tight little ball. You're going to cover it again, and you're going to set this somewhere warm for another 15 minutes. So another 15 minutes is up, and as you can see, the dough is rising beautifully. So I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to wet my fingers with a little bit of water, and I'm going to do exactly 4 stretch and folds. After that, I'm just going to, shape the dough into a ball, and I'm going to cover it again and let it rise for an hour and a half this time. All right, I'm going to put some oil in a 9 by 13 inch pan, and the oil is just to help my parchment paper stick so it doesn't move around too much when I'm trying to put the dough in the pan. So press your parchment paper down. I know there's an easier way to do this, but for whatever reason, I like being difficult. All right, so once you get your parchment paper in it, add some more oil, enough to really coat the bottom of the pan. And this will help make your bread, your focaccia, crispy. Okay, so the dough has doubled in size. It looks amazing. It almost fills this pan. Almost. So now I'm going to stretch it and fold it into thirds. And once I accomplish that and make it stop sticking, I'm just going to tuck it in a little, flip it over, and now I'm going to just leave this. I'm going to let it rise again, and it's probably going to take another, I would say maybe 2 hours. So cover it with whatever you want. I'm using another pan to cover it. Use a towel. Anyway, let it rise for another like 2 hours. Once it's risen, this is kind of what it looks like. It fills the whole pan and it's amazing. Like, it looks really good. So now I'm going to add oil on top of it, and then I'm just going to like poke my fingers into it and not really punch it down, but like squish it and make it look like focaccia does. So you know how it looks sort of bumpy and holes everywhere? Well, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so now I'm going to add the toppings. I'm adding jalapenos and cheddar. So I cut the cheddar into some chunks, and the jalapenos, I'm just using like a can or a jar of pickled jalapenos. So put them all over your focaccia, as many as you want, as few as you want. Just stick them all over it and stick them into the dough, like push them in it a little bit. Don't just lay them on top. And you're going to do the same thing for your cheese. You're going to take those little chunks of cheese and stick them right into the dough as well. All right, so once this is done, you're going to have your oven preheated to 445 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to put this in the oven for 15 minutes or so until it starts to turn a little brown on top. Then you're going to remove it, and you're going to take a whole bunch of shredded cheese and pour that, pour it, put it on top, whatever. Sprinkle it all across the top of your focaccia, and you're going to put it back in the oven for about another 15 minutes until it's crispy and golden looking on top. And then you know it's ready to come out of the oven. All right, so my focaccia is all done. It smells amazing, looks amazing. I've given it some time to cool so that I can handle it. When you look at the bottom, it is crispy. And it's not burnt, it's like a nice crispiness to it. And I really wish my camera had picked up the sound, because I wanted to show you guys, or well, have you guys hear it, how it's crunchy and crispy, but yet it is really soft inside. So it's not as like air bubbly as I had expected it to be, but I think it's just because it's so thick. I should have put it in a thinner pan, but I really wish you guys could smell this and hear the like crispy outside texture. It turned out amazing. All right, so it turned out really well. It's thicker than I wanted it to be. I made it in a 9 by 13 inch pan, and I was thinking, that it wouldn't puff up quite as much. I know it's yeast, it's bread, it's gonna puff up. Anyway, it's just not what I had in my head. I was thinking it would be flatter, but using a cookie sheet was too big, and like the rim on it was just too short for a cookie sheet. So 9 by 13 inch pan was my best solution at the time. It made it really thick, which is fine because you can cut it in half and make a sandwich out of it. So that's really good. The recipe itself is amazing. You hear that? It's like so crunchy. It's got that nice crunchy top with the cheesiness, crispy edges. The inside is soft and fluffy and airy, and the jalapenos add a little bit of heat to it. The cheese, cheese is amazing anyway. I absolutely love how it turned out. Fantastic. It's going to make some really great sandwiches. I'm not big on the jalapenos. They are a little hot right now, which the last time I ate them, I think I made like bacon wrapped jalapenos or something, and they were not spicy. I don't know what I did, or maybe it was a different jalapeno that was grown in the garden. Anyway, these ones are spicy. They're hot. My husband loves it. His only suggestion was, while I was doing like the whole stretch and fold, I should have taken some of the cheese and the jalapenos and kind of incorporated it so it was all the way through the focaccia. So next time I make it, I'll do that. Or I'll make like a ham and cheese one, because that sounds amazing for breakfast. But overall, I mean, the recipe is fantastic. Turned out really well. Super simple. Go give it a try. Tell me what combinations you threw into yours. If you used a different size pan, what you did. Love to hear about it. But for today, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Do all those good things. Share, comment, everything. Interact. Thank you so much for watching my videos, joining me, and I'll see you for whatever I decide to make next.